How to use the Quick Exposure Check (QEC) calculator. The Quick Exposure Check (QEC) is an observational tool designed to assess exposure to risk factors that may contribute to the development of work-related musculoskeletal disorders, MSDs. It serves as an initial step for implementing interventions. This easy-to-use tool provides exposure scores for different body areas, helps identify areas where exposure reduction is needed, and supports job comparisons, along with evaluating the effectiveness of pre- and post-ergonomic interventions. Whether you're using the web-based version or the mobile app, both function similarly with the same layout. They include an explanation of the calculator and a link to the QEC reference guide for a more detailed overview of the QEC. Before using the QEC, you need to decide whether you will assess the job as a whole or break it down into the main tasks associated with the job title. It is recommended to take a task-based approach to better identify and prioritize areas for ergonomic interventions, as this provides more detailed information for each task. For further details, refer to the QEC reference guide. Once you have chosen your approach, you can begin collecting data, which can then be entered into either version of the tool. First, enter the specific task name or job title based on your chosen approach, then click Update Name. If you're evaluating multiple tasks, you can either enter all the task names at the start or after entering the information for each individual task. Just be sure to click Update Name after each entry. The information is entered into the QEC by selecting options from a series of drop-down menus. Visual cues for body segment postures are also available by clicking the question mark. After entering the information for the first task, click Calculate Results. If you've chosen a task-based analysis for the job title, you can then select Add New Task to input information for that task. The QEC calculator allows for a total of 6 tasks to be created. Clicking Calculate Results will take you to the Results section, where you can review the results for each task by selecting the specific task you wish to view. The results for each section are color-coded according to the identified risk, as shown in the legend. Ergonomic interventions should be prioritized based on the severity of the risk. For example, if the total shoulder/arm exposure score is 44 and marked in red, it indicates a high-priority area where an ergonomic intervention is needed. By clicking the plus sign for total shoulder/arm exposure, you can expand the section to see how each exposure contributes to the overall score for that body segment. Additionally, it provides more information on where ergonomic interventions should be applied. The larger the individual values, the greater their potential impact on the development of a musculoskeletal disorder. In this example, for the shoulder, the highest value is 10, which appears twice, highlighting these as the primary risk factors to address. Both values of 10 are related to duration. This means that if the duration is reduced from over 4 hours to 2 to 4 hours, the risk of injury development will be lowered. In this example, by reducing the duration, the overall scores for both the shoulder and back decreased from 44 to 38. Alternatively, the intervention could focus on arm height and shoulder/arm movement, either individually or in combination with reducing the duration. Now, let's evaluate a job that involves 4 tasks: filling the hopper, inspection, packing individual containers, and packing containers into boxes and stacking. For this example, we'll focus on one task: filling the hopper. Filling the hopper involves lifting bins of product from a pallet, with heights ranging from 7 inches to 55 inches off the floor. The worker lifts a 20-pound bin from the pallet, then carries it and lifts it again to empty the product into the hopper. After observing the task and collecting the necessary information as outlined in the QEC reference guide, it's time to input the observations. Now, let's input the information into the QEC calculator. The results for this task have now been calculated and can be expanded for more detailed information. We could have also chosen to examine all 4 tasks, entering each task's name and observation separately, and then review all the information for accuracy. Once we are confident that the information is correct, we can click Print Results, which will open the print option. From there, you can save the information as a PDF file, giving it a name and saving it to your desktop or a selected folder if using the web version. The mobile version differs slightly when creating a PDF report. The print feature is located at the top of the screen. If your phone is connected to a printer, you can print a paper copy, or you can share the PDF to apps installed on your phone or save it to your phone's file folder for emailing or sharing later. The report you receive is divided into 3 sections. The first page contains all the details you selected for the assessment. The second page provides a summary of the total exposure scores for each task. The final 2 pages present a detailed breakdown of the exposures, allowing the findings to be reviewed for potential ergonomic interventions. For additional information, please contact an OHCOW ergonomist.